Hi, I'm Sunny, and this is my podcast, Creator, Created, Creating. Short and sweet mindset shifts for intentional life creation. Hello. So I wanted to do a follow-up episode to my Life Will Pay Me For It episode. If you haven't listened to that one, you might want to have a listen to that one first. But if you have listened to it, then let's keep rolling. And the reason why I wanted to do a part 2 of that is to help you find some more ways to let life pay you for it, whatever it is, whatever the thing is that you are wanting to experience and feel in your life right now, and you're wanting to receive money for that thing, money to support you in that thing, how some more in-depth looks at how you can let that money come in through life to pay you. So one of the ways that I'm going to suggest that you do that is by asking yourself and looking in your life, like, where do you currently have the least resistance about? So if you need to let life pay you in a hurry, so that's kind of why I wanted to do this episode. If it's like more critical, if it's more crucial and you need that money in a hurry, then I would suggest that the first thing that you do is take a look at your life and ask yourself, where in your life do you have the least resistance to receiving that money? So basically, where do you most expect that money could come from? So once you find that, this is going to look different for every single person. So it could be a current income stream that you have. It could be a current business model that you have that's working. It could be a person, could be a spouse, could be a family member, could be the government. It could be anything. I mean, I don't know what that looks like for every single being. So it could be your job, it could be a partner, it could be all kinds of things. It could be your business, could be a particular facet of your business. It could be all kinds of things. So find what is that for you. Where do you have the least resistance and the most expectation that you could receive some money from? And then once you know that, or you've written down at least a couple of things where you're like, yeah, I could see that could be an option. Maybe that could be an option. Maybe I could, or maybe even all of a sudden you realize, oh, you know what? I had a little bit of money over here that I could just transfer for that, or whatever, so it's going to be different things for every person. So whatever that is, then write that down. And so if it is something where it's your business or it's some kind of work that you're going to have to do for it, but you're not loving that and you don't want to do that and that doesn't light you up and it doesn't feel good, then the next question that I want to ask you is, how could you tweak that thing maybe? What could you change there that would make it feel good to you to receive that money from that channel? And so clear up whatever is going on there that's not allowing you to receive. So if it's like a certain part of the thing you don't want to do, maybe you can change that up so you don't have to do that part. Or maybe you can change up your perspective about the entire thing and choose to view this in a totally different way. Like, oh, I could I could receive it from this, and like that'll actually just make me feel better right now. And so I'm just going to do that, and then that'll free me up to take my next steps, which will ultimately free me from this thing. So that actually feels good to me, and that actually feels more free to me. So what I want you to pay attention to is as you go through these things, what feels lighter in your body? What feels like, yeah, that could be doable? What feels like, yeah, I could believe that? Or what feels like, yeah, the chances are, I feel there's some chances for that. Like where's most of your belief? And also, where's least of your resistance? So where are you not having the brakes on, like in your body, like, no, I really don't want to do that, or I really don't want that person in my life, or I really don't want to have to. So pay attention to those things, those yeses and nos, and then see if you can make any of those resistances in any of those red lights, those kind of red lights in your body and mind, into green lights. Work with yourself and see if they can become green lights. And if they can't become green lights, like maybe at least yellow lights. And then if there's a particular area where you absolutely know that you can receive the money, you absolutely know it without a doubt, you know you could, but you just really don't want to do that thing, then I would suggest clearing up your resistance to that thing, not so that you can keep doing that thing, though. Not for that reason, okay? Hear me out. It's not so that you can keep doing that thing you don't want to do. It's so that you take all of this energy that you are carrying in your field that is saying, no, I don't want to do that. And it's all this energy is being used for that. And you're going to transform it into openness. That's what. So when you transform it into openness, instead of resistance and fighting and saying, no, when you transform that into openness, a lot of times what you might find is the money comes in a much easier way, a different way, or that thing becomes easy in and of itself. That same way that seemed impossible before, or felt hard before, or felt entangled before, suddenly becomes way easier. And you're like, oh, but you have to shift that energy first. So don't worry about like trying to make a situation that's not okay with you, or a kind of work that's not okay with you forever. That's not what we're doing here. What we're doing is looking at, why am I resisting this thing so hard? And can I take this energy back and transform it into openness? So the reason why I can't go through that particularly with each one of your situations is because everybody has a completely different situation. But I trust if you're here, you have some tools to look at. Why don't I really want to do this thing? Why am I resisting this so hard? What's this thing that I am just like, no? If you can turn that no into a neutral, like, it's okay. All right, fine. It's okay. It's all right. I'm going to be okay no matter what. I'm going to be okay no matter what. If you can turn that no into a neutral energy, it's just going to free up all your energy. And then you're going to be able to receive so much easier than before, than when you were thinking that you had to fight a certain way, or you had to make it be only a certain way. Because life just has infinite ideas that you do not. Life has infinite ways and flows that you do not, as I said in this other episode. And so this little trick will help you to access some of that. So have a play with that and let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear what comes up for you. Feel free to share it with me, and also feel free to ask any questions or suggestions or share a challenge at sunnychapman.com/ask, and I will use it for future episodes. See you next time. Thanks for joining me today. And if you'd like to find out more about me and my work, you can find me at sunnychapman.com.